Welcome back to another episode of my Ultimate Iron Man. If you missed last time, you can kind of maybe see it right there. We managed to get the crystal tool seed from Volcano and get ourselves the crystal pickaxe, which check out the end of the last video or check the wiki to see the benefits for that. Look it up, do your own research if you want to know how it is, but it's an improvement. We've been doing a bunch of mining last episode too, did a whole bunch of shooting stars. Got real familiar with that. Wanted some Volcano, obviously, to get the tool seed. And you can see I decided while I was editing this last video to do some more shooting stars. It's just the XP isn't incredible. It's only like 25, maybe closer to 30 now, KXP an hour with the crystal tool pickaxe. But like it's so AFK, especially with the Runelight like 25-minute logout plugin. Like I can go make dinner, I can go do laundry, and come back and still be getting gains. It's so nice. But this episode, I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do. At the end of last episode, also we got 86 mining. That's the reason I started recording this clip. I normally wouldn't record after this. I just finished editing the last video. This is all over the place, but 86 mining. I plan on doing at least some more mining and some more Volcano for now. I want to get to at least some number I feel better about than this for how many supplies I have. Probably what I'd really like to do is finish getting these. I haven't really called attention to it, but I've been getting all of these feathers and arrow shafts into headless arrows, so I can have that ready for whenever I go back to herbivore, or just to get fletching up, because that's kind of the next lowest skill. I really want to get everything into the base 90s is probably a good goal to have for the next couple weeks, so we could start getting tiers of Gothics. I haven't been there in forever. Start getting that prayer XP. That's kind of like just general what I'm thinking for the account right now. But you'll probably see some more shooting stars this episode. Definitely some Volcano. And who knows? We'll see where the road takes us this time. I'm kind of prepared for anything. I do have 2 clues here, so if things go well, hopefully you will see me with at least an elite casket in the next clip. Ooh, look how fancy the login screen looks for Desert Treasure 2. It's very pretty. Ooh, get the little ancient symbol. This is one of my favorites in a long time. Well, I have slowly and surely been whittling away at these arrow shafts here in my inventory. Mostly at work, just because it's hard to get shooting stars done there, and 30 minutes here and there every day on break is enough to make that stock start going down. But hopefully I'm on break today, or I'm off work today, all day break. 84 fletching. Hopefully we will be able to get this tack done today if I don't have too many shooting stars. I probably do just need to put my head to the ground and just sit here. I was thinking, I don't know if it was last episode or earlier in this one, if I was debating should I be running agility doing this, but I think that would just be it'd be too click intensive, and I wouldn't be getting good XP for either of them. It's just the best thing to do is definitely just to sit here and just do them, even though it's boring. Also, I just saw, I think it said we could get dragon bolts we can make now, which doesn't seem, 84 for dragon bolts. That isn't super crazy, but I do know, I think it was maybe at Vorkath where you could get the dragon bolt, not tips, but the feathers or whatever, or you get the unfeathered dragon bolts. And I was like, oh, I can get some from free fletching XP and then sell them for a bit more just by buying feathers. But then I was like, oh no, your level isn't high enough. So I guess 84 fletching is a good one to have, although we are definitely hoping to get well past that once we start making these into broad arrows. This is just a bit of a random thought, but I tried to express it and I didn't quite get it across, I don't think, at the end of last video. But when I got the crystal pickaxe, which by the way does eat charges, I went through all the charges it started with and I added 100 more, and I'm at almost near the end of that too. So it does use up quite a bit, and that's mostly just from shooting stars. I mean, content you've seen obviously since we got it. But I had a thought afterwards, good couple hours, where I really liked just going out and getting the crystal pickaxe. Not because, one, it is just a good upgrade. It's, increasing my XP an hour. It's a nice thing to have. But it's the first time I've kind of been consciously aware of, I don't want to say one of the goals, but one of the initial ideas for this account, or at least when I first started making videos. I think I maybe even say it in the first video for any long time fans that are out there. Don't go back and watch my early videos; they're awful. But one of the things I said was I really wanted one of my goals for UIM at the time wasn't even to max. It was just to get to a point where I felt like I wasn't being held back by the UIM, where it's like there was definitely a lot of times in mid game where it's like, oh, how do I teleport here? I need this, or I need this quest or this item, which means I need this level. And one of the goals I had for this account was just to be able to go into any content I wanted to and not feel like I was being significantly held back. Obviously, there's going to be some, restrictions, different ways we have to approach that content, but just being able to do it in the first place, I wanted to be able to do that. And getting the Crystal Pickaxe is one of those things where it's like, it feels like something where it's just like, oh yeah, UIMs would never consider that. But no, actually, it's like once you have, obviously you need Priv unlocked, and then you need to be able to do Volcano pretty, regularly. There's a bunch of things you need to get to that point, but once I'm there, it's like, oh, I can go and do that. And it was something that I was very, very happy about. And even kind of what I've been doing with shooting stars, just kind of going around. It's like, oh yeah, I can kind of just like do whatever I want. Do shooting stars, maybe do some volcano. I can freaking get these arrow shafts fletched in between. It's just, I'm having a lot of fun on the account right now. Oh, add it to the list. Add it to the list. Another pair of climbing boots G. Is that number 5 now? It might even be more than that. That is our 5th pair of climbing boots G. And when we finish this one up, that is going to be 150's Volcano. Still doing it here and there. Feel like it's been a second, but we've got the rare hard casket from Shooting Stars for Red D'Hide Chaps T, which might complete the Red D'Hide T set. I will put a big smiley face on the screen right now if it did complete the set. 87 mining. Nothing noteworthy. I guess whenever we boost, we can get up to level 90 now. So if I ever happen to find a level 9 star, which I did find one for the first time yesterday, and I decided to just not mine it. And I came back to it after I found a different star, but it was like level 1 at that point. So again, it's never like prevented me really from finding, like I was able to find another star, but every level helps at this point. I also want to mention the little bit of Volcano I've done since getting the Crystal Pick. You definitely, like, it's much easier to get MVPs because you can get, it's so much easier, like how many you can get, or like specifically the chance to do like mine in like 3 ticks rather than 4 ticks, whatever it is. It's so helpful. Like it would be like so common that I only get like 2 or 3 hits on Volcano in the Mass World whenever they've been downed, but I can get like 5 or 6 now if you just keep hitting and hitting and hitting, rolling that chance. It's super, super nice for Volcano, although you still can whiff and hit zeros or not hit at all. So every little level helps at this point. I finally finished making all those headless arrows. So now that was only half the battle. We now have to do the exact same thing as far as time-wise goes, but with broad arrowheads. And of course, we need to buy the broad arrowheads. So in the calculations I had in my thing, I had said it was probably going to cost like 32 mil, something like that. We'll see how accurate that is. I also don't know exactly because I think the price does go down or go up. Yeah, so the price does increase. It's not just a static price. So I don't know what price I used for my average. I probably looked it up online somewhere. But yeah, this is where I will be for a long while. And I grabbed 30 mil out of the cash stack, and that was exactly half, or a little under half. I think I had 61 mil in LMS, and now I only have 31 mil. Maybe even less after this. The good thing is, though, that the XP gains will be quite a bit better than, I think we only ended up getting like 1.5 levels from, did I just buy a bunch of those? I don't know. I think I only ended up buying like 1.5. I only ended up getting like 1.5 levels from making the headless arrows, and we should get to 91 or 92, I think, with what I'm buying right now. Well, it only cost me like 15 million GP, but we do now have all the headless arrows I need. It didn't take that long to buy them, not nearly as long as it took to make the headless arrows. And also, I just realized now I meant arrow tips. Now we already had the headless arrows, but we can finally start making these into broad arrows. This should be enough to get me to 91 fletching, I believe. So I'll just do them in between. Like right now, I'm probably going to do more Volcano, and I'll do those like in between, while I'm waiting for things to go with Volcano. But still doing stars. I was ready to move on from stars, but it's just like, it's so AFK and it's so nice to be able to do other things. And it's like, again, not insane mining XP, but like 1 hour of like power mining iron is so much more intensive than like 4 hours of stars. And it feels, you know what I'm talking about, you guys who train skills, where it's like it feels so nice. It's like it's just so comfy and cozy at stars. And then this stardust is also going to be good XP for crafting as well, doing what I did the last time where I just buy gems, because I think we'll already have enough for 90 crafting for sure, for 90, because I think I had 30k Stardust the first time and that got me like 250k crafting XP. And this time I only need like 200. Yeah, no, I only need 130k until 90 crafting. So good gains all around. Well, excuse me if I sound a little tired. I've only been up for not even an hour. But if you look at the chats and then maybe notice something kind of looks like it's following me around there. Let me go see. Yeah, we just got Small Kano at 193 Volcano KC. So that's really awesome, actually. I like this pet quite a bit. And Volcano I've been having fun with it, but it's like, I don't think the supplies are that good in the world where Giant's Foundry exists. And it's not good, mining, rune crafting, or smithing XP either. I guess it's okay money if you're a main, maybe. And again, maybe if you're doing it in like 4-mans, it's better. But I've been thinking it's probably about time for me to move on. Though I wouldn't mind getting I guess I only need the dragon pickaxe thing now, and I'll have the full collection log. So maybe I could see myself coming back at some point for that. But yeah, Small Kano, that is super awesome. I don't even think I even got MVP that round. Although I think I said before, MVP doesn't affect your chance to get the pet. Yeah, look at this. I'm normally not a fan of like bosses that are just a smaller version of the boss, but I think with Volcano, you don't actually, there's so much going on the screen, you don't really actually get a good look at their model ever. And it's like, it doesn't, like looking at this, it doesn't feel like exactly the same, even though I know it probably is. But it looks really cool. How much did you pay for your Ring of Stone? What are you talking about? And as it goes down here, this is going to be Volcano number 200. Hey, I managed to get MVP there, even though I didn't think I did that terribly well. That just goes to show what happens when there's a lot of people here. But I threw up the loot last time. I just recently reset all my loot trackers, so it won't be the full loot. But you can see everything you see in my inventory right now is what I've gotten from. I think we had like 20 KC when I started this like last week or week and a half ago. So we've done a little bit, almost full 200 KC. Obviously, all of the bars I will keep. I don't know exactly how I will use them, but I think I'll start with Rune and Addy, and then probably go to Addy and Myth, and then when that runs out, I'll do Myth and Steel. And we'll see how far that gets me. This is doing it at Giant's Foundry, I'm assuming. I did have a thought, like I guess since they are bars, technically I could maybe like make them into plate bodies and then take those to Giant Foundry, but I think that would take a lot of time. I don't think it would actually save like that much like time, especially for a UIM. I could see for an iron that might be beneficial, where you could like okay, I'm gonna make all of these into plate bodies and then put them in the bank, and then when that's done, then I'll just grab from my bank and then put those into the cauldron. But for us, where we'd have to teleport out, make them into plate bodies, which would take forever. And then we would have to, mess around with a bunch of inventory space and then bring those back to Giant's Foundry and do that every single inventory. It's probably not worth it. So I am good to just not do that for right now. Also, I have been keeping up on my fletching just while I'm running to stars and also in between kills with Volcano. And I think at the very end of this one, it should be just enough to get us to 85 fletching. We could now make magic longbows and the web weaver bow, apparently. Don't foresee us ever having a web weaver bow, but hey, I'll never say never. Here comes 88 mining. I had the music off, so you didn't get. No, I did. I just was very quiet. Hopefully you got to hear that. I know everyone loves the jingles. I think someone here has one of the new Desert Treasure 2 pets. I haven't actually looked at any of the bosses, but I saw like the silhouettes are on the high scores now whenever you look at that. So I think that's one of them. It's like the Duke or something, maybe. I'm normally not a fan of like so ugly it's cute, but I kind of like this one where it's got this grotesque face at the front, and then it's also got like another face when you look at it from above. It works really well as like, for a game where we're constantly switching and zooming in and out. I think it's a nice feature for a pet. I apologize for my quite literally just rolled out of bed voice, but I've got a fletching level coming up. There is 86. I guess we don't get anything. I think it was Mudkip said in videos, maybe multiple times, that he likes to, if he's close to getting a level when he's about to go to bed, he'll save it for the next day. And I did the same thing, and like, yeah, it's cool to wake up to a level, but I don't like having to talk in like the first hour that I've been awake. I think this is another new Desert Treasure 2 pet, I guess, because I haven't seen it from anywhere else. Again, I haven't seen what any of the bosses actually look like yet, so again, this seems like maybe a smaller version of the boss. It's also a little busy for a pet. I think it's kind of hard to to tell from a distance what it is. I do like it though. I think I like how it's like ethereal and you can kind of see through it. I'm a fan of that. I do like the little octopus mermaid leg things. It's kind of cool. I feel like I just like the face, this kind of area. I feel like the hair maybe could use some improvement or something. I don't know. We have a bunch of stuff in this clip. We got 87 fletching right there. We can now make magic shields. Go down here. That should be a beginner casket. Always worth it. Yep, do your beginners, guys. And then I think I just saw a D-Imp down here. We'll see if I can get that. Again, always worth it to go for those. Also, I'm trying to end this video. And I just keep being I'm always oh, I'll get a level of shooting stars and be like, okay, I'll move on from shooting stars now and go to something else. But it's just it's just so easy. It's so great. And look, I'm already only 157k XP away from 89. But it's oh my god, the bling went up there. But it's that's gonna take all 5 hours ish, I think, something like that, of shooting stars. And I'd like to get this video out Saturday, tomorrow, so I can get some semblance of a schedule back. I don't know. Life it's simply unfair sometimes. What do you got for me? Can I make those? No. Alright, bit of theory crafting here. I guess myth busting more is a better term, but this is the first time I've ever found a level 9 star. I'm the only one here. So I boosted up with the pickaxe, and I also made sure to charge it. I just put one crystal shard, which is 100 charges, just to try and increase my chance of getting it. Looking like we might not be able to do this one consistently, but it's not too far, so I can either just be lazy and wait to boost all the time, or I can, what do you call it? Get back to home and, refill my meter. I guess this would be a decent time to have preserve, but, I mean, I'll go to raids eventually, at least one raid. I don't really know if I'll ever consistently do cocks. I'm not super obviously it'd be fun to have a T-bow, but everything else is I feel like it's all skippable stuff. And the prayers are nice, but I think people, unless you're gonna grind out a boss for a 3000 KC, it's the time you say between the difference of Eagle Eye and versus Rigor is probably not that much. Coming in with another fletching level here, and as you might be able to see, I have figured out, I think, the happy medium for me of feeling like I'm wasting too much time by just staying in my POH and fletching, but also, not actually getting 0 fletching XP, and that is the Brimhaven Agility Arena. I don't know if, and I'm sure people know about this. I've done some of it in leagues. I know there were some challenges for that in the previous one. It's, some people do this, they will camp it out because you can turn in a bunch of tickets at once and get tons of XP. You may have seen some videos like that. It's actually not good agility XP. I think Wiki says you can get 180k XP an hour with broad arrows in between. If you go, the basic mechanic is you run every minute, one of these has an arrow above it. You run and you click it and you get an agility arena ticket. And then you can trade those tickets in for agility XP. The actual XP you get in here is very, very low. It's 4,000 an hour, something like that. But 180k XP an hour is pretty good for arrows. Obviously, you get significantly more than that if you just stand in a bank and do them. But, I've been enjoying this. You see, I've only been here for I don't even know, 2 full hours over my time. I've already got 153 tickets. You can see I actually have a couple more tickets than I do like lap counts in quotes. They count a lap every time you tag one of the dispensers, and that's because once you have the Karumja Elite Diary done, there's actually I think it's like a 10% chance to get 2 tickets instead of 1 whenever you check the dispenser. It might not be quite a 10%, but there's a small chance to get 2 tickets. So it isn't quite like a insanely long grind if you have that. It can be though, for sure. The best XP you can get is by turning in 1,000 tickets at one time. I think you get like 350,000 XP if you have the diaries done. I am not here for XP though. At first my idea was to get the graceful recolor, and that's probably what I will still end up going for. You need 250 tickets for that, because we do have a full set of graceful ready to be recolored, and then we can start getting another graceful set together. So that's probably what I'll end up getting. And then the only thing on the collection log after that is a hook, the Pirate's hook, which you may be seeing on some Fashionscape, but you need 800 tickets for that. So I don't know, maybe the next time I go for fletching, which will probably just be when I go for 99, maybe I'll just come here, and 800 sounds like a lot, but also getting to 99 fletching is going to be a lot. So it's a happy medium, because I think my original idea was like, oh, I'll do these fletching during herbivore, but I think even then that would be like way too click intensive, because like I do herbivore at work sometimes, and I'm definitely not going to fletch at work on like a tablet, and even when I'm doing it like not at home, it's still like I'd prefer to be able to do other things and not full focus on herbivore fletching, for maximum XP. So I think this is a pretty good medium. But if anyone else has any ideas of like other game modes where you just stand around, maybe Castle Wars could be a good one too, but that's like really, really long. And I think Castle Wars is just collection log. And the only thing I'd care about those is like maybe a Halo. Some of those are pretty cool, but I don't think any of the other things are super, super important. All right, I know this whole week, this whole video has just been a shamble of me saying, I'm with shooting stars, gonna move on to something else, not sure, but I can say with confidence, I can look you in the eyes, look in the screen right now, 89 mining is the last mining level I will get this video. It's 500,000 XP to 90 mining, and boy do I want it just for it to look nice. But no, I've just been doing too much shooting stars. I have over this is going to be like 500,000 crafting XP right now, all this stardust, if I turn it into gems, which will get me to 90 crafting. But I just need to get these freaking air shafts made, get them out of the inventory right now, and then move on to something else, which probably will be doing some spring cleaning, because my looting bag is kind of a mess, and it probably doesn't look too bad right now. If you're like, oh, you're just skilling, whatever, that looks fine. If looting bag, obviously, the only thing I have in my inventory is like my untradables, crystal armor. But no, I want to use up these bars. I think we'll almost certainly start with Giant's Foundry next episode, and use up these bars. The gold ore, I think I said I was thinking about superheating those and then alking them, seeing what magic is like, or maybe just superheating, not alking them, just superheating them. That would be magic XP enough. Yeah, I don't even think they alk for profit. So, but maybe that. But I probably might end up just not doing that. I don't know. We'll see what I'm feeling. Well, I hit the 250 ticket mark a lot faster than I thought I would, to be honest. I think we get him here. Graceful recolor. Do we just do that? Okay, yeah. So it just did all of them, and I think after you do that, then you can do one piece at a time, 45 colors. I guess that's maybe if you somehow lose one piece on accident or something, I don't know. It looks a little too, the blue looks weird in the inventory, but I actually really quite like how that looks on the character. It's a really, really nice shade of blue. I'm a big fan. But yeah, that's one more, and then also you can see, again, I don't super care about collection logs, but that is a lot of collection logs there. Only thing that's left is a Pirate's hook. You need 800 tickets for that, and part of me is like, maybe I should try doing that. But another part of me is like, I probably really, really, really should get to pest control to do that. I just think that would be the most efficient use of my time there, and there's me forgetting I had these set to Duradel. I don't even really know why I am wearing those, to be honest. I guess maybe an easy teleport for clues, if I needed that, or not clues, but for stars. Clearly I've only ever used it like once. Decided to come to pest control to finish off these last arrows I've got, since we got the recolor done, and we've got 89 fletching. I think these are only going to be enough to get us to 90. I don't know if I just did my math a little wrong, or maybe 90 was the original goal all along when I was doing my calculations. I don't know. I thought I had enough to get to 91, but either way, we'll be doing some more fletching in the not too distant future anyway. So not a huge deal. I'd kind of forgotten. I think I maybe mentioned it when I was doing when the combat tasks were updated a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago, whenever that was. Feels like a million years. But one of the things you get with every tier now, and of course we have up to the hard tier done, is you get 1 extra point per round of pest control. So previously the veteran, the highest lander, would get you 5 points. I'm now getting 8 points per round, which is just, it, you know, again, it adds up really, really quick, where it's like, that's already the point where it's like when you doing 2 rounds already gets you slightly more than what doing 3 rounds would have had it in the past. So it's just such a huge upgrade, especially if this is like what you're planning to grind prayer for. I've never done this for a long period of time. I've not even been here a full hour yet. So far, fletching XP wise, the XP an hour is pretty much the exact same as Brimhaven agility, which again is fine. I don't think it should need to be any higher. Like we're technically multi-skilling in, you know, both of these instances. Although I think even if you were turning in your tickets at Brimhaven, I think this would still be more prayer XP per hour, even though you don't get prayer till you turn it in, than it would have been agility. I don't think Brimhaven agility is very good XP. But you know, hey, everything adds up eventually. So we'll see how much. I'm curious to see how much prayer we'll get. I think I did this for when I was going for what do you need? Do you need like 70 or 75 for Barrows, or for the Mortarity Elite? Before I did Barrows, I did this forever ago, and I can't remember what it was like. But you can see we're already at 120 points. I had 0, and that's only been probably like 40 minutes we've been doing this. Okay, so we've been here for just over an hour. We've gotten 192k XP an hour, 214k. So just about, I'm at 216 points. I think I could have almost exactly gotten 200 points an hour with 8 points per round. But I had 2 rounds where I didn't get points. One of them was me just trying to test to see how many, like if you can get participation points for not, you know, if you're dip below, which you can't. And the other one was just me miscalculating. So right now we're getting 21k prayer points per every 100. So that's like what, 42k prayer XP an hour right now. And I'm pretty sure this does scale with your prayer level. So, you know, obviously just like Herbivore, it won't be like insane additional XP an hour, but it will be something, you know. Just finished up another game. You can see we're at 432 points. I think I need like 8,500 points, so 900 technically, because you always should do them in blocks of 100. But that'll get me to 84 prayer. But you're not going to see that this video because I'm calling the episode here. It's a long one. Thank you for sticking with it if you got this far. We do have some celebration for the very end, though. Go ahead and pop this off real quick. Let's see if I can get it before we move over here. We cannot, so I think I'll get it on the run up there. That's going to be 90 fletching. We can now make dragon arrows and amethyst darts. And that's how we're going to end this video. Lots and lots of gains, actually. I think we went from, what, like 83 to 90 fletching? Just about. I don't even know if we got 82. This has been like 2 weeks in the making. Lots of shooting stars. This is going to be like probably like 600k crafting XP. Tons and tons of stuff. I gotta do so much cleaning next episode. That's what's gonna be next time. Made it to the end. As always, thank you. Join me next time to watch me clean up my shit. That's what we gotta do. It's a mess and it's gotten out of hand and it's been my fault entirely, but I need to put a hand on it. So Giant's Foundry, maybe some Herblore next time, some, you know, maybe a little bit fletching. Can't promise we won't get any fletching. Crafting probably. Lots and lots of skillings. Hopefully I will see you there. Have a good one.